So we here talking about the WNBA and the fact that they want to raise. Now, people, that's the controversial topic right now because a lot of people are up in arms about how much money the WNBA players should be making, as if they're the ones playing the sport or if they're the ones that's got to pay them. It's not the owners. It's not people within the organizations talking about this. These are just fans, people watching. And everybody got an opinion and counting somebody else's pockets rather than their own. So I get it. They don't generate as much revenue as the NBA or the NFL, so they shouldn't get paid as much. And I think a lot of people confuse wanting a raise for wanting to be paid as much as those leagues like the NFL and the NBA. But that's not the case. What they're looking at is the revenue split. You see, the NFL and the NBA were getting a better revenue split than they are getting right now, even when the NFL and the NBA weren't generating revenue like they are now, because that's what they were able to negotiate. Right now, the WNBA players are only getting 9% of the cut, so 91% goes elsewhere. And that's a very small cut compared to any other industry. They say the UFC gets a small cut with about 18%. They're way less than the UFC. So the WNBA, they want to raise. Right now, you've got Caitlin Clark bringing all this attention to the WNBA. Ticket prices have increased. No, it's not as many people in the seats all around all the stadiums as it is in the NBA, but it has risen. We can't deny that. Caitlin Clark has brought something there. Angel Reese has helped with that as well as Paige. Juju's on the way. Hopefully, if she can recover from that injury. It's on the rise. Talent is on the rise in the WNBA. Even if you may think, okay, they're not as talented as the men, that's not important. They're highly skilled basketball players, and more importantly, they are doing better than they did in the past. Better performance, better numbers, better attendance. They want to raise. They just want a higher split. I'm all for them getting a higher percentage. I don't know what that is. I'm no finance major or an accountant, or I can't tell you from a business acumen what the split should be, but higher than 9%, meaning they want to raise, is okay. And a performance raise based on good performance, not people packing the seats, is not too much to ask. Whether that's a 2 or 3% increase or a 10% increase, it still won't be close to the 50% split that the NBA and the NFL gets. And even when they're getting that increase, keep in mind it still has to do with what they're bringing in. So it's not like they're getting anywhere near what those male athletes are going to be getting. They just want a little more respect. More importantly, they just want to be appreciated for doing a good job. And usually the way you show somebody you appreciate them doing a good job is you give them a raise. So don't get mad when they asking for a raise, because you would do the same thing too in your job, and you wouldn't care about how much money the organization is making. The owner may care, and that may affect just how much of a raise you get. And sometimes, yeah, you may not get a raise, but they've been asking for it for a while. Now's the time, with the rise of the popularity in the WNBA with Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and Paige as well, that now's the time to ask for it, especially when those ladies are pushing it too. So get out of their way. Don't count their money. Let them get a little bit of bread too. What's wrong with that? All right, that's all the time I got. Y'all know what it is, and you know who you looking for. J-Heat Sports Media. Remember, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And as always, I'm coming at y'all again with that fire as always. Holla at you next time.